was Galileo, Chapter 2, Hungry for Knowledge. In 1581, Galileo enrolled at the University of Pisa, back in his hometown. Doctors were well paid and respected, so Galileo's father wanted him to study medicine. Soon Galileo stood out at the university. It wasn't just because of his reddish hair and a curly beard. Galileo liked to argue about his ideas. Even though he was eager to learn, he questioned everything. His classmates nicknamed Galileo the Wrangler. Some teachers disliked Galileo. They weren't used to being questioned, but many teachers and students enjoyed his sharp wit. As a friend, Galileo was warm, royal, and very generous. For his whole life, people would react strongly to Galileo. He made strong friends and strong enemies. One day, Galileo heard a lecture that set his mind afire. He realized that nature ran with perfect order, ruled by unseen laws. These laws were written in special code, mathematics. The universe cannot be read until we have learned the language in which it is written, Galileo wrote later. It is written in mathematical language, and the letters are triangles, circles, and other geometrical figures. Galileo poured himself into the study of math. He puzzled over things that other people didn't even notice. At the cathedral one day, Galileo looked up at a huge lamp hanging on a chain. From the ceiling, a repairman had just let go of the chain. Now it was swinging in the air. Galileo saw that it seemed to be swinging with a regular rhythm. He timed the swings using his pulse. The swings got shorter and shorter, but sure enough, every full swing back and forth took the same amount of time. In his room, Galileo tested his idea. He wanted to be certain it was right. It was every single time a pendulum swinging wide and fast takes the same amount of time to go back and forth when it slows nearly to a stop. Only making the chain longer or shorter will change the timing. At age 19, Galileo had discovered a mathematical law. It is now called the law of pendulum. Today, scientists always do experiments to test out their ideas, but not in Galileo's time. He was the first scientist to use this approach, called the scientific method. It's one reason that Galileo is known as the father of the modern science. His interests in math made Galileo fall behind in his medical classes. He had no passion for medicine anyway. In 1585, after 4 years in Pisa, Galileo left the university without any degree. Returning home, Galileo taught students privately in math and gave public lectures. He also kept doing his own research. As Galileo uncovered new truths about nature, he looked for ways to put them to use. Galileo took up inventing again, just as he had done as a child. For months, he studied the nature of water, posing questions to himself. What was the energy on top of water that made things float? And what point did waterfalls break? His research led him to invent a pump. It helped farmers take water from a river to irrigate their crops. Next, he invented a new balance, or scale. One side of the balance was in water, the other in air. Jewelers loved the balance. It showed them exactly how much silver or gold was inside mixed metals. The invention led Galileo to write his first book, The Little Balance. Wherefore his outstanding work spread throughout Italy. In 1589, the University of Pisa offered Galileo a job teaching mathematics. What an opportunity! 4 years earlier, he had dropped out of university without a degree. Now he returned as a professor. Test the pendulum yourself. Galileo wrote the law of the pendulum in a formula that is hard to understand unless you are a mathematician. However, it's not hard to do this basic test on your own. Make a simple pendulum with a piece of string and a weight. A fishing weight works well. Hold the end of the string lightly and give the weight a push. Watch the pendulum swing freely from point to point A to point B. See, illustrate. Can you notice the even timing, even as the pendulum slows down? Cut the string and repeat the experiment. The swings are slower, right? That is the end of chapter 2.